All right. Hi, everybody. It's about 2 o'clock on Wednesday, and I've just gotten all of the claims that were posted on the discussion board off and put them into this one neat document. Couple things. I'll probably make 2 videos here, 2 separate ones, and post the links in the course content section. But first, I want to remind you that your homework for Tuesday is to read Part 6 of the Little Penguin Handbook. You can find the page numbers for that on our syllabus. I will be spending the weekend first working on your topic proposals, remember, that are due to me tomorrow. And I probably will not comment a lot on those because first I want to get them back to you quickly so that you can start planning Essay 2 as early as possible. And also because I really want to devote most of the time I have to Essay 1. So I would expect that by Saturday I'll have sent you back your second topic proposal. And then over the next week, I will be finishing up Essay 1 and sending out copies of that as I complete them. Let's talk about what a claim has to do in order to be acceptable for Essay 2. I've got 3 things written here. One is, does the claim name one cause and one effect? If it's going to work, it has to name one cause and one effect. Is the claim debatable? That is are there other possible causes that would make sense instead of this cause? If the answer is no, then we don't have a debatable argument. And so then it wouldn't work for the paper. And third, does the claim address a topic that matters? It should, and it must. One thing that I wanted to comment on is how few of you seem to have, done any editing, even on one sentence that I asked you to post. You might remember that I asked all of you to tell me whether you'd be arguing the claim directly or indirectly. Only a few of you did that. But as I go through, I'm going to point out all the editing stuff that none of you bothered to take care of. Now, it might be that you just thought, well, this wasn't a graded assignment, so who cares? But it's really important that you get in the habit of proofreading everything you write, okay? Like, whether it's for a course credit, whether it's one sentence, 100 sentences, right? We're just at a point now where you should be taking care of all the possible problems with your writing on your own. So let's start and look at these one at a time. The talk of banning TikTok was caused by the cancellation of Donald Trump, and this is a possessive, Trump's rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The talk of banning TikTok was caused by the cancellation of Donald Trump's rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I guess this is our effect, the talk of banning TikTok. And here is the cause, Donald Trump's rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I don't know enough about this topic to know whether or not that's true or debatable. But I would disqualify this one on these grounds right here. Does the claim matter? Well, I don't really see why it matters, right? I'm not sure. Maybe the conversation about TikTok matters because it's owned in part by the Chinese government, right? But I don't know if it matters why we started talking about the banning of TikTok. What matters is whether or not we should ban it, not why we started talking about it. And so I am going to say no to this one. Now, for those of you who get a no on this, it's your job to email me ASAP. You could do that right through your Gator mail to mine and suggest 4 or 5 additional topics. Don't just send me one, right? Because then we get into this long email exchange where you're like, how about this one? No. How about this one? No. How about this one? No. Send me 4 or 5 if you get a no here today, and then I'll respond. All right, so this one won't work because I don't think why the conversation or the talk of banning TikTok matters, or why it started. Diet culture causes eating disorders. Does it name one cause? Yes, diet culture, or perhaps let's change this to dieting culture. Causes eating disorders. Dieting culture is one cause. Eating disorders is one effect, a phenomenon. And we could say, just to make this more stronger, dieting culture is the primary cause of eating disorders. So, is it debatable? Oh, yes, definitely. We could definitely say that, there are other causes of eating disorders than dieting culture. So that's good. Does it address a claim that a topic that matters? In other words, why are so many people having eating disorders? Yeah, I think so. So this one gets a yes. But if this is your claim, I want you to rephrase it like this. Okay? All right. Repressing anger nerve causes cancer. I think this is something that obviously needs some editing, if for no other reason than to put a period. So, could we say repressing anger and nervous energy causes cancer? That's better. Does it name one cause? Well, I mean, if we're being generous, I guess we could say that this is all one cause, right? Repressing feelings of anger and nervousness. And there is one effect, cancer. Is the claim debatable? Well, I would say no, right? Because cancer is a medical phenomenon, right? And so if we're trying to figure out whether something causes cancer or not, then we just need to do a study, right? And then that study would show us whether or not anger and nervous energy causes cancer. And so I'm worried that this topic would just result in this person wanting to go to outside research and say, see, studies show that repressing anger, or to say, well, studies don't show this. But the main problem is the only way we could prove this claim is to appeal to sort of scientific research. And for that reason, it gets a no, because it's not debatable, right? And you'd have to use research to do it. All right, social media cause suicide. How about social media causes suicide, right? And even then, does social media always cause suicide? Well, no, of course not, right? But we could say social media causes, or social media caused increased rates of suicide among adolescents and young adults. All right. Now we have one effect, increased rates of suicide among adolescents and young adults, and one phenomenon, social media. Is it debatable that social media is the cause of this? Yes, I think so. Does it matter? Well, yes. If the rates of suicide are up, it would make sense that we would want to figure out what is the cause of that. Okay? I don't know whether or not this person wants to do it directly or indirectly, just like I don't know here or here or here. So I guess I'll have to look at the topic proposals, but I could see this being most effective as a direct argument. So if it's written like this, then I'll give this one a yes. Oh, I forgot to say why no here. No is because of 2. Number 2 up here. All right. Online learning causes poor academic performance among college students. Here's a cause, online learning. Here's an effect. We've got one cause, one effect. Is it debatable? Yes. Right? Does it matter? Yes. This person says they're doing it directly. That means they're going to tell us different ways that online learning can cause poor academic performance. I think that's a good idea. So this one gets a yes, right? It's nicely written too. And I'll give you guys a clue. One of the reasons this is nicely written is because this person emailed me and we talked about it. Most of you did not. All right. Technology caused an increase in loneliness. First, let me say, you guys, all of you, need to stop using technology this way, right? As if technology is this thing that just came out. It's not. Technology has literally always been around in human society. When the wheel was invented, that was technology. That was a technological advancement. And nobody, when the wheel was invented, came out and said, well, technologies cause loneliness, right? So it's not, the particular technology in general that's caused an increase in loneliness. We could say digital or perhaps internet technology caused an increase in loneliness. Now, is it debatable? Yeah, because some people might say that actually the internet has made it so that people can communicate more easily, right? Does it matter? Sure, if people are more lonely now, and I think you could make an argument that they are, then finding that reason does matter. So, if it's rewritten in this way, as I've written it here, then it gets a yes. Okay. I'm going to start skipping around because I noticed that I've been going straight through here. So you guys, some of you are probably just jumping ahead to, where yours is and seeing it. So I'm going to jump ahead right now to here. Video games are the cause of increased teen violence. I think this is fine as long as we say violent video games are the cause of increased teen violence. And we talked about this one in class. So this one gets a yes. All right, let's go up to the Second Amendment helps reduce crime. All right, Second Amendment, each of these get capitalized. Here's the cause, Second Amendment. Here is the effect, a reduction in crime. I don't know, this person might want to say a reduction helps reduce violent crime, but I don't know. It's up to you. Of course, the Second Amendment is the right to own firearms or guns. And there's some debate in our society. We know it's debatable because all the time people are like, oh, if we just outlaw guns, we'd have less violence. Meanwhile, some people are like, no, the right to own guns is what helps reduce it says here, reduce the crime rate. Now, if I were this person, I'd probably argue this claim directly. There's ways to argue it indirectly. I don't know, because this person, like most of the rest of you, didn't follow directions and tell me how they plan to argue it. But we'll say, yes, the claim is approved, but I need to know at some point whether you're going to do it directly. In fact, let me say this, and this is one good way I'll know who's watched the whole videos and who hasn't, right? If you didn't tell me on the discussion board whether you plan to argue your claim directly or indirectly, go in there and respond to your own thing and say direct or indirect. All right, so I'm going to break the video here, and then I'm going to make a second video where we do the rest of these. All right.